Hey everybody, if you are clicking on this video, that is because you are interested to hear about what we spent on a birthday and how we do not do parties. We do non-party birthdays for the majority of birthdays. Not saying we never do birthday parties, but we decided several years ago that we were not going to do birthday parties for every birthday. I'll give you a little bit of backstory on that in a minute, but for right now, I'm going to let you know a little bit about me. If you are new to my channel, hi, my name is Brooke. We are a family of 5. We have 3 kids, now 12 years, 8 years, and 8 months. That the baby with the months gets me. Every time I do a new video, it's like, wow, he's another month older. So yeah, 12 years, 8 years, and 8 months. We homeschool, and I'm a new channel. If you have not subscribed yet, I would appreciate that. It would help me out a lot to help me get my channel growing, and like the video if you enjoy this. So anyway, my channel is new, like I said, so I've been doing a lot of homeschool stuff because we are a homeschool family. So if you can look back through my videos, you will see more homeschool stuff. I've got some baby stuff, and I'm basically just sharing things with you as it happens in our life. We just recently, it was just a couple weeks ago that we had my daughter's 8th birthday, and birthdays we try to make a big deal out of it even though we don't have parties, not for every birthday. And I would like to share with you what we did as far as our budget, what we spent, what we do, and how we decide on these things and what we're going to do. So I'm just going to jump right in it. If you have a question about any of this stuff, just leave it down there in the comments and I will answer you as quick as I can. So anyway, let me jump right into this. For several years, we did birthday parties. When I had my first daughter, and she had turned 1, we did the big first birthday, all the, cutesy stuff and eating the cake and all that kind of stuff. And it was like the next birthday rolled around and it was like, why not have another birthday? It was just like, you're supposed to have birthday parties. We had nieces and nephews that were older that had been having birthday parties. So it was like, we felt like we were leaving our kid out by not giving her a birthday party. I don't know. It was just like the thing you do, you're supposed to have a birthday party for your kid. So we did that for several years. And then, I think it was, I don't even remember. Then my second daughter came along and we had her first birthday. I think we did her second and third birthday. And it was like, we cannot keep doing this. And we had already said when our second daughter was born, me and my husband had already talked about it. Like, we can't do a birthday party for every birthday. Our budget has been tight for a long time. This is not new to us to be on a budget. And so if you understand being on a small budget and trying to throw parties, it can be expensive. Even if you do everything super cheap, it still takes away, for us, what we were thinking is, even though I'm trying to do everything super cheap, the food, the decorations, the plates, the cups and napkins, cake, everything, like I'm doing it as super cheap as I can. Even that little bit of money that I would spend on that kind of stuff is like, we could be spending this on her. We could be buying things for our daughter instead of, and that might sound bad, but when your kid doesn't care if they're having a party or not, and then you would rather give them something than pay for the party, it's like, why am I doing this? So that's kind of where we were at. It was like, why are we paying the money to have a party every year when we would rather be able to buy things for her that she's wanting? So it was like, okay, we're just going to stop doing this. We're going to do milestone birthdays. So, 1 year old, 5 years old, let's see, what do we do? 10 years old. We're going to do parties for that. And then we've got our older daughter. She turned 12 this year. We did her 10th birthday, and that was, I don't think we did a 9th birthday party. We did a 10th birthday party because the big double digit. And I told her she could have a party for her 13th and then probably 16th and 18th, milestone birthdays. And we did that with my second daughter. She had a party at 5. I don't think we did one at 6 or 7 or at 8. But what we do, and this is getting into what we actually spent and what we did, and I've got my numbers here. I looked everything up to see what it was we spent and made sure we stayed on budget. Because sometimes it's hard when you're in the moment, like, no, don't spend that, don't buy that, that's not in the budget. So I try to think ahead before we start our activities for that birthday event, to try to stay within our budget without standing over my daughter and saying, no, you can't get that, that's not in the budget. So what we did and what we do is we let our kids pick what they have for supper. We let them pick, or supper from the South, the nighttime meal usually. dinner, supper, whatever you want to call it. We let them decide what that meal is going to be, and we let them decide on a cake. My older daughter, she likes decorating cakes. So for her last birthday, she wanted us to make cakes. She wanted to decorate the cakes, and that's what we did. I might throw a picture up here if I still have it of the cakes that she did, or me and her did together. We let them pick the cake, whether it's going to be store-bought. The birthday before for my second daughter, we did one of those big cookie cakes from the store. But anyway, let them pick the cake, let them pick the supper, and then let them pick if they, like I explained, especially to my older daughter, this year was the first time I explained to my 8-year-old about the budget and what she wanted to spend the money on. But for my older daughter, I've explained to her for the last couple years, we have such amount of money. And for the last several years, our budget has been $200. And you might be like, oh my goodness, that is way too much money to spend on a birthday. Or you might be thinking, wow, how do you have a birthday with $200? Everybody is in different levels on this thing, but that is what has worked for us. We don't spend that much every year. When you're trying to throw a birthday party and you've got, in your family, you have 5 brothers and sisters, and your husband's family has 5 brothers and sisters, and they have kids and grandparents, you can spend a lot of money. So $200 for us to have birthday parties, that got spent in a heartbeat on just decorations and food and cake and all that. So that's what we've been spending, and I left it at that much even though we weren't doing parties, because it's like, I'm spending this much on parties, I can spend this much on my kid. So that was our budget, was $200. So I explained to them that we get to spend this much money, and do you want to, spend it on going out to eat? Do you want to spend it on a present? Do you want, we can buy you something that is $200 and that be your birthday. Like, you get a big $200 item, and we don't do anything else, and that's your birthday, this big thing. And we let them decide what they want to do. So for my 8-year-old for this year, I didn't explain to her the money amount exactly, because she's not going to quite grasp what $200 is. But I told her, we had a certain amount of money, and she could either get a big present, or a bunch of little presents, is how, that's how we explain it to her. Or she could go somewhere, do something. And she had been telling us for several weeks that she wanted to go to the aquarium. I'm in North Carolina, and we are within driving distance, a day trip to the, what's it called? Sea Life, the Sea Life Aquarium at Concord Mills Mall in Concord, Charlotte area. So she had been saying for several weeks that's what she wanted to do for her birthday. So I was like, okay. I said, it's going to cost money to do that. I said, so part of your birthday, your birthday money is going to be spent on going to the aquarium. And she's all for that. That was great. That's what she wanted. That was basically the only thing she was asking for her birthday. She wouldn't even ask for a present, like a thing. She just wanted to go to the aquarium. And she wanted a certain type of pizza for supper. But I'll explain that in a second. So the aquarium was the only thing she wanted for several weeks. And we would ask her, what do you want for your birthday? And she would come up with random stuff. I can't be the only one whose kids did this at that age. Like, it would be like, oh, I want a turtle. Like, what? Since when did you want a turtle? And then 2 days later, you ask her what she wants, and it's, I want, it would be a different animal. I want a hamster, and I want a unicorn pocketbook that, sing songs, or just like, she would come up with something different all the time, but nothing that she had actually seen that she wanted. It was just like she was just making up stuff. So I knew for a fact that she did want to go to the aquarium, and that was the only steadfast thing that she kept saying that she wanted. And then finally, about a week or so before her birthday, she told us about some Barbie thing that she wanted, and she was very specific. I think it was something she saw on an advertisement at my mom's house. My mom has satellite, or maybe now cable TV, regular TV. We only have streaming things, so we get to skip a lot of commercials. But my mom has commercials, and she sees toy advertisements at my mom's house. So I think she saw it over there. So she told us exactly what this Barbie thing was that she wanted. We looked it up. It was pretty pricey, and I'm like, okay, like, we can do that. I think we can do the Barbie thing, but that's a little bit pricey for that. Like, can we see if there's something else that she would want that's Barbie-ish? Because she's usually pretty easy to please with things like that. Like, she'll see something she really wants, and then you can show her something that's kind of like that, and she loves that just as much. So we tried to do that because the thing was so pricey. I just hated to spend that much money on it. And I wanted her, she does play with Barbie, so I wanted to make sure she got something that was going to be of a good value, if that makes sense. So she wanted the Barbie thing. She wanted to go to the aquarium. I looked up on Amazon, and I'll share the links to this. The Barbie thing she wanted on Amazon was about $65 at the time. And what it was Barbie and Brooklyn, and it was a camping set that come with a tent. So it was the 2 Barbies and a tent. And that's what she wanted. So we were looking up kind of related things, and we found the individual Barbies. There was like Barbie and all her sisters, plus there's 4 of those, plus Brooklyn. And so that was 5 Barbies with camping accessories. It wasn't the same set that she was looking for, but we were like, okay, well, what if you didn't get the tent? And she was like, well, because she already has a Barbie camper. I'm like, what if you had sleeping bags with your Barbie so they could go camping? And if you look at the other links, I'll try to put it in the comments, or not in the comments, in the description. We found the sets that had the individual Barbies with a sleeping bag. It was like camping sets. So it wasn't exactly what she was wanting, but for less than the price of the 2 Barbies and the tent, we got 5 Barbies with camping accessories. So the Barbies, and I told you I was going to break this down for the prices. Our budget was $200. We went ahead and ordered the 5 individual Barbie sets with their little camping accessories, and it came out to, and I might be off a little bit, give me a 10 cent here, and higher or lower, but $55.64 was what we spent on the Barbies. The 2 Barbies with the tent, I said, was like $60 to $65. So you got to shop around and make sure you're getting good prices. So for a little bit less of the amount of money, we got 5 Barbies instead of 2. And we got sleeping bags with all of them instead of a tent. So not exactly the same thing, but she loved it. So we spent $55.64 on the Barbies plus earrings. That was the other thing she wanted. She doesn't have her ears pierced yet. She may one day, but we're not there. I don't think she's quite ready for that responsibility yet. So she wanted clip-on earrings. And that was about $10.70, something like that, on Amazon for those earrings. So that was the only presents that we had wrapped that we, give her for her birthday. That was her presents that we bought. So that was $10.70 plus $55.64. And then the day before her birthday, we didn't go on the day of her birthday, but the day before her birthday, we took off school. We always take off on our homeschool calendar for birthdays. We went to the aquarium. And it's a little bit of a drive for us, so it was a day trip for us. The aquarium is a little bit pricey as well. If you're on a budget, everything's pricey. So the aquarium normally for us 4, there were 5 of us, but our baby's free. I think it was like 2 and up you have to pay for, maybe 2 or 3 and up. But anyway, we didn't have to pay for him. But for our 4 tickets, it would have been like $88 to go through there. And it's a nice aquarium, but I try to get a discount on everything. So we are also driving distance to the North Carolina Zoo in Asheboro. So we have done this before, but we bought the family membership to the zoo, the yearly membership, and it gets you discounts at other places. So because we bought that membership to the zoo, and we've already used the price of getting into the zoo a couple of times, we've got our money's worth out of it, definitely. That's something to look into if you're in North Carolina and you're going to visit the zoo more than one time, getting that membership. So anyway, used my zoo membership at the Sea Life Aquarium at Concord Mills Mall, and it gives you half off admission. So we paid $41.64. That was half off, so it would have been like $82, $83. So $41.64 to get in at the aquarium. That was half price. And we did that tour of the aquarium, and they were doing, was that where they... No. I was about to tell you something they were doing at the zoo. At the aquarium, they have like a little stamp book for the kids to do. So as they're going, they're looking for these stations to get these stamps on this little booklet. And when you get to the end, they give you a prize. It's a little kind of cheap plastic necklace, but the kids like it. Or at least my younger daughter likes it. My older daughter has grown out of that. She liked going and doing the stamp thing with my other daughter, but she was passing on the necklace at the end, the little prize. So we did the aquarium, and while we were at the mall, since we made a day trip of it, we walked around the mall. We stopped at a couple of stores, and something else with my budgeting and frugalness, I had gotten on our last trip to Concord Mills at the Build-A-Bear store. I forget what it was. They do some kind of special thing where you spend a certain amount of money, and then you can get gift cards, like a $10 gift card for a certain amount of money spent. Or it was like you spend a certain amount of money and you get a $10 gift card for a certain amount of money. Like you spend, I might have just repeated myself, like pay $5 for a $10 gift card. I can't remember what it was, but I had 2 $10 gift cards because when we were there, I was like, I know I'm going to be back sometime between now and Christmas or next year or whatever. Like I know I'm going to be back and we will spend this money because my 8-year-old loves stuffed animals. She loves the Build-A-Bear stuff, so she likes getting to go in there and like just get outfits, not necessarily to build another bear, because I am tired of having more Build-A-Bear animals in our house. She has tons of stuffed animals. So we had those two $10 gift cards. I let her spend those. That did not come out of the budget because that had been spent, I don't know, that was several months ago when I did that. Might have been around Christmas last year. I don't even remember. But I had two Build-A-Bear $10 gift cards. Let her spend that. And again, it doesn't come out of the budget because that had already been spent. What else did we get to spend? We made a trip around there. We went in Claire's and I bought stuff for, they were doing the buy 3, get 3 free thing. So that was 6 items. I split it up. I got 2 things. My older daughter got 2 things and my younger daughter got 2 things. I took some of that out of birthday money and then some of it I didn't. I took $9. I took out, no, I know what it was. I made my older daughter pay for it, and then I took the other out of the birthday money. And I explained this stuff to them. It's not like I'm stealing their money or anything. They get to decide if they want to spend that amount of money or whatever, if they wanted to come out of their birthday money. So they knew what was happening, and they wanted to do it. So $9 of the birthday budget went to the Claire's purchase. We went in the Lego store and just got the little figurine, where you can make your own little figurines. So about $4 of that purchase come out of the birthday budget. And then we let her ride my 8-year-old ride the carousel. She's like right there at that age where I don't know how many more times that she's going to ask to ride the carousel before she thinks it's too babyish. So, and a lot of times we don't let her ride the carousel when we're there. So, or when we're different places like at the zoo or parks have carousels, and we're like, no, we're not doing that today. So we let her ride the carousel. That came out of her birthday money too. Let's see, what else did we do? I think that was the only thing we spent. Like the aquarium, we told her that was her thing. Like, that was your big birthday experience. And then getting to go around these other stores, a little bit here and there came out of her birthday budget, but we weren't doing any more big spending because we still had to do the cake and supper. So that was all that we spent as far as birthday stuff. We did get lunch while we were there because it was a longer trip, but I wasn't going to take the food out of her birthday budget for lunch because she didn't really get to pick where we were eating, and we had to eat lunch anyway. A little bit of the budget come out of that, but I'll explain that at the end. So we did that trip. We headed home. We had gotten her a cake from a local grocery store. I explained to her that, it's going to be a certain amount of money, and do you want to spend that on a toy or stuffed animal or something, or do you want this cake, or we can make a cake and it would be less money and you'd have more money to spend. So I explained all that. She wanted a cake that had Beauty and the Beast on it. She had already, you go up to the counter like at the deli and they got the book that you flip through. She had been flipping through it for weeks and weeks and weeks, and she knew which one she wanted. So the cake was $24.62 for the store-bought cake. My older daughter likes making her cake, so she last birthday opted for us to make a cake because it's a whole lot cheaper. But she wanted this cake, so it was $24.62 for this cake. And then the pizza that she wanted pizza from 2 different places actually. She wanted a dessert pizza from a local chain restaurant that's around here, and then she wanted pizza, like the actual meal pizza, from Little Caesars. So and she likes just cheese pizza, so I let her get a cheese pizza from Little Caesars, and then the other just a local owned pizza chain, we got a dessert pizza from there. She wanted like a chocolate chip cookie dessert pizza that we don't ever order, because if we're getting pizza from this place, we don't go for, we try to go cheap, so we don't get the dessert pizza because that's just total extra. But since it was a birthday and we do extra stuff on birthdays, that was what she chose for her birthday. So I think that's all we spent. So total recap on what we spent: $200 budget. We spent $55.64 on the Barbie stuff off of Amazon. The clip-on earrings were $10.70. That was the only presents that we had that we wrapped. And then we went to the aquarium. That cost $41.64. And we did a couple little stops. At Claire's, we spent about $9. The Lego store, $4. The carousel, $4. We got the cake for $64.62. And then we went to the 2 pizza places, and that altogether was $23.56. I think I got everything there. So total, all that together, is $173.16 of our $200 budget, which left about $26. And her wanting to go to the aquarium, she didn't ask for anything else. There wasn't anything else she wanted. With that $26, I just absorbed it into our spending, because we did spend at the food court at Concord Mills probably $30 for our lunch, because it's not cheap eating out anywhere. Probably about $30, I think. And then the gas to get to Concord Mills, because it is not just around the corner for us. I just absorbed that $26 into gas and lunch. If she would have asked for something else, I would have got it, done it, whatever. But she was satisfied with everything that she got, and it was close enough to our $200 budget that was, I figured we were good. So that was what we spent of our $200 budget. I think I may have left something out that we even got at the mall. I can't even remember now. But that's it. And I don't believe our kids are missing out on anything by not having parties. We do parties on, those milestone birthdays now, and so we will be having one next year when my daughter turns 13. I'm not sure how that's going to go. But yeah, that's how we do it. Try to keep it simple, try to get the kids what they like, what they want, and make sure that they enjoy their special day. I hope y'all have a great day, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.